Hey there. Why, with all the great things in the world to talk about, all the excitement happening, all the opportunity going on, all the contribution that everyone's making, all the positivity, excitement, encouragement, enthusiasm that's happening in the world, all the good things that are taking place, why in the world would we talk about cemeteries, right? In the last video we made, we talked about cemeteries because they were the wealthiest place in the world, right? And why were they the wealthiest place in the world? They're the wealthiest place in the world because so many people die with their music still in them. They have so many talents. They have so many unique qualities. They have such great messages. They have wonderful things to share. They have many, many things that they could contribute, but they don't. And they end up getting buried with all that wealth within them. And that's so unfortunate, right? It's just really an unfortunate thing to do. Who wants to get buried with all that wealth in them, right? Why not figure out a way to, express yourself, share your message, tell people, contribute, help people out. People need to know what it is that you've got to share, right? And there's so many people that have so much to share, and for whatever reason, they don't take action. They don't do anything with it, right? So why wouldn't they do anything with it? What is it that's holding them back? Why don't they take the action? Why do they end up getting buried with all that wealth in them, right? So maybe it has something to do with fear, right? And just because you have fear doesn't mean that's wrong, because almost everyone I know, including me, has fear, right? I was nervous making this video today, right? So why am I nervous making a video? I don't want to look stupid, right? I don't want to look foolish. I don't want to embarrass myself, right? But you do it anyway, right? So what could they possibly be afraid of? What could be a reason why, instead of contributing to the world and sharing your message, why do you think they could be taking it with them, getting buried with all that wealth inside them? Well, maybe they're afraid, right? So what could they possibly be afraid of? And I'm just gonna get into a few of these things, because they might be the same thing that could be holding you back, right? So maybe they're afraid to do something new, right? Maybe they're afraid of inadequacy, not being good enough, right? Maybe they're afraid of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown. Maybe they're afraid of failure. Maybe they're afraid of rejection. Maybe they're afraid of missing out. Maybe they're afraid of being judged. Maybe they're afraid of something bad happening, right? Are any of these ringing a bell, right? Maybe they're afraid of getting hurt, right? And I think the most unfortunate reason that people don't do something, I call it the someday theory. Someday when we raise our kids, we're going to buy that motorhome and we're going to go all over the country. We're going to see all the things we want to see. Someday when we get those kids out of school, then we're going to buy that motorhome. We're going to drive all over the country. We're going to see all the things we want to see. Someday when we pay all these bills off, we're going to buy that motorhome. We're going to drive all over the country. We're going to do all the things we want to do and see everything we want to see. Someday when we sell our home, we're going to get that motorhome and we're going to retire and we're going to go all over the country and see all the things we want to see. And someday never comes, right? And that's why the someday theory is always the one that bothers me the most, because so many people put it off and put it off and put it off, and they don't do what they want to do for whatever reason. They let something hold them back, and that someday never comes, right? So I just wanted to mention all that because you might have something really valuable that you could share that would make all the difference in the world. That would be a game changer for people, to hear your message, right? And instead of working and putting things off, and you're going to do it someday, and you're going to get it done, and the next thing you know, something happens. You're laying on your deathbed with all this regret. And to me, that's the saddest thing of all, when you're thinking about all the things you could have done, right? And most people, if you really think about it, most people that they regret not taking chances. I don't know if you remember a guy named Art Linkletter, but he did a survey. He talked to like 2,000 people that were laying on their deathbeds, and he asked them about regret. And a lot of different things came up. A lot of people had regrets, and they had all kinds of different things that they regretted. But inevitably, the number one and the number two regrets that people had were, number one, they regretted not going for it, not taking advantage of an opportunity, not rolling the dice and taking a chance. They played it safe, and they regret that for the rest of their life. That's the first regret that they have. And the second regret is they should have taken better care of their teeth. Right? So those are the two biggest regrets, right? So why do I bring all this up? You have something inside you that needs to be shared. Something in your story, something in your message, something in you. You have stuff in you that would make the difference in some people's lives. And it's not about accumulation. It's about contribution, right? That's what this whole thing is about. So what you want to do is feel that fear. And maybe I hit what might be holding you back. Maybe I didn't. Maybe there's something else that's holding you back. But the bottom line is successful people and unsuccessful people, they all have something that they're afraid of. Everyone has some kind of fear inside them, right? The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people let that fear stop them. Successful people have lots of fear. They just do it anyway. So what I'm going to say in closing is, the last thing you want to do is be laying on your deathbed wishing that you had gone for it, wishing that you had taken the chance, seized the opportunity, done something that would have produced much more significant results, right? There was some way you could have contributed, something that you had, that you had an opportunity to take advantage of, and you didn't for whatever reason, or however much fear you had, whatever stopped you. So the last thing you want to do is have that regret, because to me, that's the worst thing of all. When you're laying there and it's too late to do anything about it, and you've got that regret, and you bring all that wealth with you to the cemetery, right? So instead of doing that, don't let the fear stop you. You can feel the fear. You can have the fear. You can have plenty of fear. Just don't let it stop you. So take that fear, do it anyway. Don't get buried with all that wealth still in you, and you'll feel a whole lot better about it. And once you contribute, you have no idea what kind of a ripple effect that'll be. what you have in you that you could contribute, could help people who could in turn turn that around and help other people. And the next thing you know, you made more of a difference than you could ever have imagined. But it never will happen if you don't do something with it and you keep it inside you and you keep doing what you're doing. They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Don't do that. There's no reason to do that. Don't get buried with that all that wealth in you. You know, while you're here, utilize it, take advantage of the opportunity, contribute, and you're going to help a lot of people in the process, and you're going to feel a whole lot better about it. Okay, so have yourself a great day. Hope that helped. I'll talk to you later.